So a really strong NVIDIA trade here yesterday using Fibonacci's now for kind of entry zones. That's what you see marked up on the screen. But textbook Bollinger Band breakdown here, really strong, full body bearish candle volume, inside bar, and then looking for sort of an entry around that 473.90 area. Really good play here and kind of happy how this came together. Ended up getting fantastic fall through, about $4 or even a little bit more than that. And then got stopped out about an hour into this trade. Most of the action happens within the first sort of 10 minutes or so. So I would say watch that and then sort of zoom out through the end. But really happy with this play. And yeah, really happy with sort of the textbook setup and how it came together. Amazon breaking out. Interesting. Ooh, huge candle. Okay, so if I can get that little inside bar fake out here, would absolutely be interested. All right, so looking at this to the downside. So I've got my entry set for 473.50. I want to see a pullback into that area. If I don't get it, okay, not the end of the world. I'll be disappointed, but I'm not going to chase. Right, and being specific and deliberate, not impulsive or trying to chase this decision, right? I know exactly what price I'm looking for, and I'm waiting for that trade to come to me. I'm not chasing this trade, right? I'm not chasing that risk reward. Right? The bigger pullback I can get, the happier I'm going to be, the easier it is for me to be profitable on this. Going to take its time, or if it's not going to give me that look right away, I can't force that decision. And close here. Watching this reaction, watching this reaction. Right, the reason not to jump into this because the indexes are, pushing those higher highs. Just waiting a second here, right? Waiting a second. So looking here, right? Looking much better, right? QQ pushing off from its lows. Next little move higher, I'm going to look to enter in, guys. All right, and I'm in. Average price 473.90. Average price 473.90. Only a half size trade here, half size trade. Right, it's half size because my stop loss is more than $1 away from my entry price. So if I take a loss here, I'd be 150% of my max loss number. So I need to size down to make sure that I don't exceed that limit. See if we can start to get a bit of follow through here to the downside. Okay with that entry. Okay with that entry. Right, so just wanted to make sure that indexes weren't giving me a sustained higher high breakout, right? But once it started to look like QQQ was rejecting and NVIDIA was in that sort of appropriate risk reward zone, then I was happy to take this trade. So far, so good here, right? So far, so good. I'm going to look to scale out here about 473 if I can get it. Been a while since I've been short. Nice. Generally, my first scale out is at a 1R move. So in this context, right, it's a little bit less than that, but would rather take some off at that round number and just kind of get to that risk-free area. That's sort of generally my main objective as a trader. So I'm always looking to scale out and have a plan on how I want to do that. So I'm kind of making that decision as early as I possibly can inside this trade. Okay, let's see if NVIDIA can flush here. We're getting close to that 473 profit target, right? I'm going to close about a quarter of my position at that area. All right, and be selfish with how you're scaling out here, guys, right? Just because I'm closing a quarter doesn't mean you got to close a quarter. Do what's best for your account at all times. I'm making decisions based on what I think is best for mine, right? Not based on what I think is best for yours. Please be selfish in that decision-making process. 2 cents away here from that scale out. Going to close. There we go. Took a little bit off there at that 473. Stop loss now at my remainder is going to be... I'll keep it right around my entry price still. Well done, everybody. Nice trade. Hopefully a few of you guys are in this here as well with me, and we can continue to get a little bit of nice further follow through here to the downside. But textbook BB breakdown here this morning. So let's see if we can keep getting a bit of further follow through. I'm going to look to take a little bit more off here pretty soon, right? We'll call it 472.50. Oh, there we go. Got underneath it. So closing a little bit off here. Trying to get a fill. There we go. Got to close 472.35. And then now not too much left for me to do besides watch this trade absolutely break down here for me. Stop loss is going to be at my entry price, 473.90. And yeah, great job, everybody. Fantastic trade. And let's see if this thing can break down. Yeah, $2 a share, Jason. This is the trade you were looking for, man. Well done, everybody. Good patience to finally get some follow through. Hopefully a few of you are in this with me as well. But yeah, awesome trade. So good scale out, everybody. Hey, don't hold that against yourself, right? Put yourself in situations where you can turn around your luck. None of this woe is me stuff. I don't stand for that. I know that's not what you're saying, but I just want to make sure that that's the standard in this room. So the next profit target here is going to be probably that 471.30-ish, right? And then 470.30, and I'll try to see if I can have a small chunk left for a low of day breakdown. But I mean, this is a sick day now, right? So I really don't need to do too much here. Besides kind of just stack up this win, right? Great trade, everybody. Who caught this with me? Anyone? So one of the main reasons why I'm using using Fibonacci's here is it kind of plans a lot of that trade for me. So I know where I'm looking to scale out and what the targets should be along the way. So it gives me less emotional decisions and more logical ones that I can kind of go back and track and learn from. So really happy with how I'm using them here. Let's go, D-Wayne. Let's go. Nice work, David. Well done. Hopefully you guys are, yeah, risk-free at this point, right? Scaled out a nice chunk. And we'll see if we can get some follow through. Maybe not the best reaction now that you'd want to see here, right? A little bounce off of that 472 with a little bit of conviction, but nice little rip. Been a while since we've been short too, so it's nice to get some follow through. Very nice, Ruben. Yeah, so you got yourself slippage on the right way, right? Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm going to close out a little bit more here, guys, right at that 471.34. There we go, right? Took a little bit more off there. Stop loss buy. Fuck. Well, that probably made me a little bit more extra cash. So I closed a little bit more off there at 470.96. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Yeah, right. When you buy on the uptick, right, you get that slippage to work in your favor. When you chase your entry, right, that slippage really works against you. So the better entry you can get, right, the easier it is to be profitable. So really think about your entry timing. That's going to be a big difference between how much slippage you get or how you get your profit target or how you get your fills. So try to click submit on its way up instead of on the way down. Man, guys, it's 9:51 and we've had a world-class day. Let's go. So up like what? $3 a share? Pretty sick, right? So now next target here is basically look for a low of day breakdown. I'll close half of what I have left of that. I only have original quarter of my position left. But if I can get that low of day breakdown, I'll close a bit more. Nice work, D-Wayne. You gotta know what price you're setting, right? So my order was set 973.90. So it's just once it goes above, I'm clicking submit and I'm not changing the price. So next scale out here is low a day, right? 470-ish here, a few cents away. And I'll close half of what I have left, which is half of what my original quarter. I sound like a drug dealer with these with this terminology here. So yeah, 470.33 next scale out. Safe to say that I think we're going to have a video for this trade. Freaking love Bollinger Bands, guys. I freaking love them. I want to understand the thesis of this trade, why I took it, what was interesting about it, what I liked, why I liked it, why I was happy to take a shot here. Yeah, absolutely, Greg. So what we're looking for here, right, is we had evidence of basically a high volume rejection there on Friday, right? So although we had strong conditions there yesterday, we didn't get anything that was bigger than the volume standard that we saw then. So then at this open, right, when we got a really high volume rejection, we got a rejection bar on pretty much bigger volume than anything we saw there yesterday, and then a weak pullback from bulls. We knew what trade to look for because the Bollinger Bands were really compressed. So when we look at compressed Bollinger Bands, we open up inside and close outside. We know we're looking for a breakout trade. We got a breakout setup, right? A weak inside bar pullback, a risk reward ratio that was justifiable towards low of day, and then now a breakdown through that area. I just closed a little bit more off there, guys, at that 470.33, and I've got a real small chunk left. So it's just a textbook Bollinger Band breakdown trade in an area where we've seen a rejection before. So yeah, that's really what the trade was. We didn't get breakout volume. We got rejection volume. So I was happy to play that trade in that context. So really just tight bands, high volume breakdown through, low vol pullback inside, get a good enough risk reward ratio towards low of day. And then now we're getting great follow through. Who knows how far we can go. Does that make sense? Nice work, Judson. Let's go, man. Let's go. So, good example here, Judson, right? We talked about this a little bit in the over messages. Again, sorry to air dirty laundry a little bit here. But like this is the point of why we try to target those like 3-to-1, 4-to-1, 5-to-1 risk rewards. Because okay, it doesn't have to happen every single trade, but when we do get that payout, it ends up being a huge move, right? So that's why we're trying to justify. We're trying to have that positive expected value, right, on our decisions. And the more realistic or the closer we can get to our entry, right, the more exponential we can make that, and the more so that we can sort of exaggerate that sort of follow through. So I'm stoked that you caught pretty much the entire move. That's going to do fantastic things in your evaluation account, and is a good, like, P&L is a good lagging indicator of your skill level. So the fact that we talked about it and you executed these ideas, 2 days later, that's fantastic progress and improvement. So pat yourself on the back. That's fantastic work. Yeah, Greg, you might be our lucky charm, right? You missed action there yesterday. Come back, you grace us with your company here today, and we get that 1% of follow through before 10 a.m. So yeah, you might have to take days off and then dramatic returns more often. So at this point, didn't scale out any more from this trade. Ended up kind of pulling back towards my entry price and then stopping me out. But I had half of my original quarter of my position left. So a really small chunk here, kind of payday shares. Really happy with this execution. Really happy with my entry timing, textbook breakdown here. And first trade to the downside in a long time. So nice to kind of get that one back with a win. So all in all, really happy, and just going to save you guys the next hour here. No point watching this after now.